hear that? That's not just a Toyota truck. That's the sound of no crowds, no alerts, no distractions, and no telling what you'll find next. You know, like a detour. So why would you ever take a tour when you could take a detour? Toyota trucks.
This season, let your shoes do the talking. Designer Shoe Warehouse is packed with fresh styles that speak to your whole vibe without saying a word. From cool sneakers that look good with everything, to easy sandals you'll want to wear on repeat, DSW has you covered. Find a shoe for every you from the brands you love, like Birkenstock, Nike, Adidas, New Balance, and more. Head to your DSW store or visit dsw.com today.
So it's all like different shades of brown and tan, which I think is really cool.
That's how I describe
myself. And the court
myself.
is really cool. Sup, nerds? It's basketball. Welcome to Horse, a basketball podcast about everything except for the wins and losses. My name is Mike Schubert, and I'm joined by my trusted co-host, the Dallas Wings, winning the WNBA draft lottery last year, to the Dallas Wings winning the WNBA draft lottery this year. It's Adam Amawala. Adam, how is it going?
It's going fine. An embarrassment of riches. And I don't know a lot about this upcoming draft class. Is Juju Watkins going to be going pro?
Not this one. That
Okay.
is next year.
So who do we think will be paired with Paige Beckers and the rest of the cronies over there? Do you know?
So that's an interesting thing. I think this one doesn't have as much of a consensus. I know a player from Spain who is highly touted, but is young and it's hard. The fun thing that there's the potential of the number one pick being Azzi Fudd, who is Paige Beckers' girlfriend.
Right.
And that would be very interesting.
Yeah.
But I know that Azzi has a bit of an injury history. I don't know if you want to. Like, is it better to have the couple together? Or
Yeah,
worse
also,
to have,
but I mean,
I don't know.
She's going to play in the W, so like you're either playing with her or against
That's
her.
true.
So
That's very true. Yeah, but I think my understanding is that it is between. I mean, there's like the top five. It is Azzi Fudd is up there. There is, I believe, Awa Pham, who is this center from Spain. Then there's Olivia Miles, who was going to enter the draft last year and then last minute stayed for an extra year. She also had injury stuff. She's a point guard, very talented, but not very good defensively. And then there is Lauren Betts, who's a really solid center from UCLA, who's 6'7", so quite large. And then Flaujae Johnson. That's like the top five. So I think there appears to be a consensus top five, but if you look up any order of who's going to get drafted where, there is no clear consensus, which makes me happy for my number 3 pick receiving beloved Seattle Storm, because that means it's hopefully one of those drafts where it's like, well, whoever falls to us, we get. Cool. One of those like low stakes draft situations.
And Rachel in the chat correctly points out this now means back-to-back years for the Wings of Dallas getting the number one pick, and of course the Mavs getting the number one pick. So, I mean, fun and exciting if you're a fan of Dallas teams, but also getting the number one pick by default kind of means that you weren't good the previous year. So, we'll see how it turns out. One thing I'm curious about before we move on here is when do people have to declare for the draft, and when can they change their mind? Like, is it possible that if you were on the fence and then you see the Dallas as the number one pick and you don't really feel like playing in Dallas, that you'd be like, you know what, I'm going to stay in college for one more year and see where I end up next year?
I do not know the exact date, but I do know it is between the draft lottery and the season, because I remember when the Storm had the number 2 pick for this past season, because they made a trade and got it, there was this thing of, well, we might get Olivia Miles, but she also might stay an extra year. So you could, in theory, if you were like a hotshot top number 1 pick and you were like, dear Lord, do not send me to Dallas, you could stay for an extra year. Some people speculated that with page, but no, given now the money in the W, especially if their negotiations go well with the CBA, you're going to want to get in there as soon as possible.
I don't know. You would
deals.
know better than I do because you're a more longtime WNBA fan. But has anyone ever like pulled a Kobe and been like, you can draft me, but I'm not going to play for your team. So like, you trade me if you want.
Not to my knowledge, not to like the full extent of a Kobe and Eli Manning, like one of those really dramatic things. Oh, sad football reference. But maybe like way back in the day, because I only really started following once I was in Seattle and they were the team in town to root for. So my knowledge is more 2016 onward. So maybe there was, I don't know, something in like the 2005 season. That could be a fun one to ask Jordan whenever they're back on the show to talk about W stuff.
And just real quick for context, what I'm referring to, Kobe Bryant, who obviously played his whole career in the Lakers, he got drafted in 1996 by the Charlotte Hornets, but was like, I'm not playing for you. So like you figure it out, but like I want to play on the Lakers, which at the time, a lot of people criticized him. I think rightfully so, to be like, who the hell do you think you are? You're 18 years old and you're demanding that you play for a certain team. But I guess if you're the Lakers, you're pretty happy about it.
That could be a fun thing to revisit is if we did a top 3-on-3 of the people who forced that kind of move and then who was the best and the worst. Like I wonder,
top drama kings and queens.
Yeah, like, or just to see like who panned out well, who panned out poorly. Like, was Raef LaFrance ever like, no way, Memphis Grizzlies? I can't do this. Yeah, he had a fine career. All right, let's talk about some basketball. Let's get ready to talk about basketball. Let's go to the Teal Memorial locker room to talk about the basketball, or at least we'll get prepped for the basketball talking in the Teal Memorial locker room. Yeah,
and you know who's there? All of our LaFriends and all of our patrons.
All of our Raef LaFriends. Oh, wow. Raef LaFrance was a basketball player in for anyone in like the mid-2000s. He was one of the first like a center that shoots threes. What? Yeah. But shout out to all of our patrons. Shout out to our newest patron, Jamie, who was the J, I believe, that was in the patron thing and found their way over now to the proper link where we don't actually stream it on Patreon.
Well, Jamie, if that is you in real time, you can let us know if you want us to call you something else. You can tell us in the chat. Otherwise,
call me Raef LaFrance.
Jamie.
But shout out to Jamie and shout out to all of our producer level patrons: Polly Burge, Salvatore Testa, Siobhan Ellsbury, Duncan Chasing, Taco Falls, Bang, Bang, Roast Beef Debris, Denver Steam Nuggets, Anna Reed. Steph Curry is a shoe free agent.
Steph Curry is a shoe free agent. We'll talk about it more, but there's rumblings that Jordan Brand is the presumptive landing spot.
That would be good. There's also a new rumbling of why he left, which is fun. Chase Underulo, Naked Rachel, Sidney Crosby as a vampire, Chelsea's cousin, Ginger Spurs boy, Balls to the Walls, Mats Forley, Utah Jash, and Derry Bird.
Also.
Who is also in the chat, I believe.
Yeah. Oh, very nice.
And shout out as well to, can you guess?
I can guess. Our sponsor.
It's our sponsor, Shaker and Spoon. Shout out to Shaker and Spoon. If you wanted to say celebrate your team getting the number one pick in the draft lottery, you could do so at Shaker and Spoon. All you got to do is supply the liquor. They supply all the other stuff, the ingredients, the instructions, recipe cards, a fun box that comes with, I don't know what the name of it is, but when they do that like crinkly paper confetti so that stuff doesn't jostle around.
Yes.
If you're in the market, if you want to get some of that, get a box from Shaker and Spoon. They'll send you so many because they want to make sure the glass bottles of like the syrups and stuff don't break. But you can go to shakerandspoon.com/horse. You can get $20 off. That's about half price because boxes are between $40 and $50. It's fun. I've done it for a couple of different liquors. I did it once for a liquor that I was unfamiliar with, which was called Amaro, which now sometimes when people reference it, I can be like, look at me. I'm a fancy boy. I fit in. Someone referenced it at a party in Brooklyn. And I was like, look how cool I am. I know what this is.
Sounds like something they would reference at a party in Brooklyn.
1,000% after taking 35 trains to get there. But it is a cool thing that you can check out at shakerandspoon.com/horse. Now, unless you're listening on Patreon or not watching this live stream, we're going to take a break for some inserted ads. But if you're listening on Patreon or watching the replay on Patreon or watching the stream right now, we're just going to get right to it. Adam, what do you got going on?
All right, mostly the same stuff that I've been talking about the last few episodes, but I do have some new ones that I will mention. So if you're listening to this as December has begun, I have two big shows in December. One of them is a solo show. One of them is featuring for Dane Cook. So on Thursday, December 11th, I will be headlining West Side Comedy Club right here in New York City. It's my first time doing like a big headlining show in my home city in 2 years, so that's going to be a lot of fun. And then I will be featuring for Dane Cook at the, I think it's at the Venetian Venetian in Las Vegas on Saturday, December 13th. Those are kind of my two remaining big shows for this year. Then next year, I will be in Fort Collins, Colorado on Thursday, the 8th of January. Then on the 9th and 10th, I will be in Denver. If you're in the area, I would prefer that you come to the Fort Collins show if it's convenient for you. It's just the way the deal is structured. It's like better for me if more people come to that show. But either way, come to any of them and I'll be happy to see you. And then I'm in Tampa. That is Thursday, February 5th. Then after that, I just confirmed Dallas. So I'll be back in Texas the weekend of Valentine's Day. I definitely met some horse listeners last year, so make sure to come out again. That's the 13th and 14th of February in Dallas. Hoping to add on like an Austin, Houston situation, TBD. And then what else do I have? I've got Chicago in April. I've got Boston in on May 1st. Hoping to add a San Diego. So a lot of fun stuff. You can check out all of that at my Linktree, which is linktree.com/AdamMamawala or at AdamMamawala.com/standup. Now, what about you? I know you've got your T-N-Naur.
T-N-Naur, yes. I've recently announced the name of the Australia portion of the tour, which is T-N-Naur. So we got 4 shows in Australia. Before that, though, I will be in Santa Monica, Los Angeles, California, for a show on December 2nd, where we're going to be covering more of the House of Hades. So come on through to that.
Wait a second. I just had a brilliant idea. Can you make Australia-specific merch that says Vegemike? And then it's
Vegemike. Ooh, that's pretty good. Yeah. That is pretty good. I am planning on making little Australia-shaped stickers that say T-N-Naur and selling those at the show. But yeah, got a show in December, on December 2nd in LA, and then these shows in January and on Australia. So it's on Saturdays, the 3rd, the 10th, the 17th, and the 24th. So that'll be Sydney, and then Perth, and then Melbourne, and then Brisbane. Some of those are selling pretty fast. I don't know if we are at sellout territory, but I would say like come through, because all these places are like 100-seat theaters, and I think that's like about how many tickets will probably sell. Cool. So
the world is full of tours, but you don't choose a Toyota truck to follow the beaten path. You choose it to find the places in between, the detours, where each adventure pulls you toward the next, and wrong turns turn out right. So why would you ever take a tour when you could take a detour? Toyota Trucks.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. JD Power ranks Sleep Number #1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store and online. And now all mattresses are on sale, plus free home delivery during our Cyber Week sale. Limited time. For JD Power 2025 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
Get on it just in case. And then I'm trying to get some New Zealand shows as well. I'm just in the process of like reaching out to venues. If you know a theater in Wellington, New Zealand that wants to reply to an email, hit me up, because I'm really good at sending them and not receiving them.
Let's see how specific our fan base is.
Like, you never know. Literally, when I did the Europe tour, there was someone who was like, my husband runs an event space in Finland. And then we did 2 200-seat sold-out shows there. It was perfect. It was at a place called Trap Factory, which was mostly an escape room, but they also can do large events. And it was so cool to do it in like the middle of a warehouse with like chains and big oil drums and support beams around. It was so sick.
Did Lauri Markkanen show up?
No, but he's playing really well this year. To bring
he's Finnish. That's why I brought it up.
Mm-hmm. The Finisher. Yeah. Such a good nickname.
I mean, it's right there.
Incredible. Gotta love it. All right. Now, I guess we can continue on. Do we have an NBQ&A?
No NBQ&A for today, and that's a good reminder to ask us questions. So if you have any questions at all, email is the most reliable. You can send those to horsehoopspod@gmail.com. Mm-hmm. You can DM us. We won't see it as frequently, but I definitely recommend email. And of course, if you are a patron, any question that you ask gets priority. So you can feel free to ask us questions on Patreon. Send us an email. Make sure to let us know that you are a patron, and that will be how we do it.
Yeah, but that's okay, because we have a bunch of news going on. Let's get into full court press. Get it, like the news. Let's first touch on the thing that we had referenced, the Steph Curry sneaker free agency. Mm-hmm. I think we may have even brought it up previously, but his contract with Under Armour. It said it was a mutual agreement, which is
that's what everybody says.
That's what everyone says about everything. But Steph has left Under Armour. He keeps the Curry brand. So for anyone confused, you will have sometimes brands within a brand. So think Jordan and Nike, where Jordan is its own brand, but it is under the Nike umbrella. And Nike is kind of like, I don't know if you would say they're like the manufacturer of the shoe or whatever, but basically Under Armour used to create Curry brand shoes. The way the contract was set up, Curry can take his brand away to a different provider. That is what he is doing. And now the question is, where will he go? I think the answer is most likely Nike. Nike has the money to throw around. He's done enough USA basketball stuff. They are Nike. I think they would be fools not to. You just mentioned that Jordan is a rumbling, so he will take the Curry brand somewhere, which I think makes sense because like I've heard people say nice things about Curry shoes from like a basketball comfort perspective, but they are nowhere near as popular as some other signature shoes, even some of the more modern ones that, you know, like no one's as big as Jordan's signature line these days, but like there's still some that are popular. Like people really like Kobe shoes, KD shoes, LeBron
Now, do
shoes.
we think that like Under Armour fumbled the bag, as it were? Or
I
did they
think
just
so.
not have enough money to give him the kind of dough that he would want?
I think they fumbled the bag. I think Under Armour is going to like go out of business because they have fumbled like multiple bags. Joel Embiid used to be one of their big people, and he left and is now signed with Skechers. So
That's hilarious.
Yeah, look, they got him. They got Julius Randle. They're trying to make him a thing of it, but yeah, I think they've just like messed up a couple of things. I just like haven't seen a lot of people wearing Under Armour anything except for, I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. I don't think
45-year-old
anybody
dads who shop at Academy Sports and Outdoors.
even with Steph, I don't think anybody really associates Under Armour with basketball.
Right. Yeah.
Like
I
it's
think
more
that's
like
the
a
fumbling of the
cross-training
bag.
brand, or like I have Under Armour things, but it would never occur to me to buy Under Armour shoes.
Right. And I think they never, like Curry should have been their way that they vault into the space. And you see other shoe brands do it. Like New Balance wasn't necessarily a big baseball brand. And then they got Ohtani and now they're a bigger deal. They also did a similar thing with basketball. New Balance, New Balance was not like huge into basketball. They got Kawhi and they're doing it. And
there's a commercial that it's like Cameron Brink, Tyrese Maxey. And then who else? I guess Ohtani and maybe a couple other
Jamal
people.
Murray's in those commercials as well, I think. Yeah. So like they've got a good amount of people. So they've used it as the launching pad. I think you just have a situation where Under Armour never like properly uses a launching pad. I mean, Steph Curry was like every child in the world had a Steph Curry jersey. I think now you have some people liking people like LaMelo Ball and stuff like that.
Right.
But like every single kid in the mid to late 2010s was Curry obsessed. So they should have had a thing where he was the most popular shoe ever. I think they just didn't really market it well. So I understand his frustration of wanting to kind of do the twilight of his career a little bit better somewhere else. So we'll see where it goes. There was also rumblings that Steph Curry was upset that Under Armour didn't sign Caitlin Clark. And I think it might have even been at the point where, because you could get her on a deal when she was still in college, the way NIL, name, image, and likeness works. And apparently there was some reporting recently that there was frustrations on Steph saying like, this is a no-brainer, we should bring her in, and they didn't do it. So I guess he's thinking, if you don't have the money for an absolute slam dunk of an investment like this, what am I doing here? Especially because if you're Curry, you want to be like Kobe, where your shoes long outlive your playing days.
Right.
That's the big hope with the signature shoe. It's one thing to sell shoes when you're in the league. It's another thing to continue to sell shoes when you're out of the league. Yeah. So I think he saw that won't happen with Under Armour. Let me try and do it with Nike. People go, oh, these Curry shoes are cool. Keep making Curry shoes after I retire.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Now, the other big drama was the Klay Thompson, Ja Morant stuff. You saw this, yeah?
Is there anyone in the world who's like, I'm Team Ja on this one?
The only thing I could maybe think of is the Memphis Grizzlies broadcasters who are super homers who recently in a game were clowning Klay Thompson. This was the same game. This was the same game. Like, this is what started all of this. Basically, what had Klay get angry was that Cooper Flagg on the Dallas Mavericks it was after a shot, was trying to run back on the other end, and I believe it was Santi Aldama, who is on the Grizzlies, was kind of like tangled up with him by his legs. And then you could very much see in the slow-mo replay that he grabbed Cooper Flagg by like just below his knee before Cooper Flagg could run back. So you could, I guess he was trying to, stop him from going on transition defense, tried to make it look seamless, but it's one of those things where there's so many cameras and so much slow-mo that you'll never be able to hide this ever, no matter how good of an actor you are. So it was obvious. And that can be dangerous because, if you start sprinting and someone grabs your lower leg, like who knows?
Yeah, and you're 7 feet tall.
Exactly. So there was some chirping. Klay Thompson got in and said some stuff. And then, so the Homer broadcasters in Memphis were like, oh, Klay, you're not a tough guy. You've never been an enforcer. It's like, okay, sure. That point aside, Salty Aldama did something quite dirty. Can we focus on that, Memphis Grizzlies announcers? So maybe they're Team Klay. But do you want to describe the rest of what happened?
Well, I mean, basically, I don't really know where it began or like how far back it goes between Klay and Ja. But Ja, who wasn't even playing, had some things that he wanted to say to Klay Thompson, and I don't even know if anyone knows for sure what he said. But
called him a bum. That was the one quote that was circulating.
Well, interesting to call Klay Thompson a bum, given
first ballot Hall of Famer
track
a bum.
record. But Klay Thompson, when he was interviewed about it, it was like the classiest clapback anyone's ever seen, because he just very calmly was like, the way he said it was very funny, where someone was like, well, what did Ja say to you? And he's like, he didn't say anything of intelligent, and then he like paused, and I forget the second word, but it was
intelligent depth.
Intelligent depth.
Nothing of intelligent depth. Ooh. Oh.
Yeah. And
stuff.
he, what he did was it's such a great way to put someone in their place, where he almost played the like, I actually kind of feel sorry for him sort of route, where he was like, I think everybody knows how talented he is, and we're all like rooting for him to be, kind of a better person than he has proven himself to be. But, unfortunately he's not. And yeah.
Yeah, the quote was in response to Ja calling him a bum. What did he say to you? He said, nothing of intelligent depth, just running his mouth. He's been running his mouth for a long time. It's funny you run your mouth when you're on the bench. It's kind of been the whole story of his career so far. But yes, then he continued and said something where he basically complimented him, but also dissed him by saying like, and that's just, it's unfortunate that for most of his career, he hasn't been able to play, and, he hasn't been the player we know he can be.
Right.
And to say that your rival wasted their potential is such a good diss. It's such a good diss.
It's also true.
Yeah, it's very true. I recently saw Gary Goldman do a Working It Out set here in Astoria, and I think this was him. He was saying something of like, if someone calls him talentless, he just brushes it off because he knows it's not true. But if someone calls him mediocre, it stings with him way more, because if something is so false, you can just go, they have no idea what they're talking about.
Right.
But if they say like, he's not as good as he could be, or he's, middle of the pack, then it's like, oh no, that could be more believable. Oh, I have to think about it now. Yeah. So yeah, really, really good trash talk from Klay there. The history of this beef is that there was a point in which the Grizzlies and the Warriors, when the Grizzlies were on the come up, when everyone was like, wow, the Grizzlies are set up so well for success. They're young. They have draft picks. They've got good players. Ja Morant, Desmond Bane, Jaren Jackson Jr., Dylan Brooks. And they played the Warriors in back-to-back years in the play-in tournament. And there was one year where the Grizzlies won. There was one year where the Warriors won. And there was lots of chirping. I think then they played each other in a first-round series that was very intense and won 6 games. So it was just one of those things where like two teams happened to bump into each other a lot. And Ja was very much talking smack, and the Warriors were like, who are you? We're the Golden State Warriors.
Right.
So that was that kind of vibe. This happened also once. I think this was also when the Grizzlies were talking smack to the Lakers. And the Lakers also were like, who are you? You've been good for one season? Question mark. So that's the origin of the Klay versus Ja beef, and it continues. But I agree with you. No one's taking Ja's side in this particular instance.
No, yeah, Ja's a very disappointing guy, and it'll be interesting to see, 5-10 years from now, like what his career really pans out to be, because it's like between injuries and just like off the court stupidity and carelessness. Right. It's starting to feel like maybe that flash that we had a few years ago will just have been the peak. And then we just, I mean, he'll be in the league for a while, assuming he can stay healthy. But like, God, that was so exciting. That 1 year where it was like, oh, they're going to be like one of the top teams in the West for years to come, and then a series of unfortunate and I would say preventable events have
injuries
that.
are one thing, but the other stuff is different. And yeah, you want to talk about bag fumbling. Powerade was going to make him the face of Powerade and rebrand like, we're back in the game, baby. And then, and then Nike gave him a signature shoe, and then, So really big mess up stuff. It's been bad ever since he did that interview where he said something to the effect of, we don't have any trouble, or we're not worried about the West. I think he said, we're good in the West, trying to say like, we're not worried about any other team in the Western Conference. And ever since that quote, really bad. Similarly, I think Nick Claxton once said that he doesn't worry about the Knicks. He's on the Nets. And since saying that, the Nets are 0-12 playing the Knicks.
Including last night, I believe.
Including last night, where we beat him by like 15 points.
Yeah.
So you too can be like one of these failed guys and make a boisterous claim and then be awful afterwards. So think before you speak.
Yeah.
I think that's all I've really got for news stuff.
Yeah, I mean, the only other piece of
news
news, which is like kind of a bummer, and I would say people can like look into it themselves. We already thought that Pat Beverly was a bad guy. Now we know for sure that he's a really bad guy. So pretty rough stuff. And this was like physical abuse of his own sister. Who's also a minor. So like there's a lot of layers to how awful this is. I don't think it looks particularly good for Mr. Beverly.
No.
I think it's a pretty clear situation where he's going to, I would assume, do jail time. And I don't know. I guess other than his podcast where he says nonsense, there's maybe not a lot that he has going on, but it's pretty rough.
I mean, yeah, it's wild. Like the timing of it is interesting because you and I were on a text with our buddy Chris, and he had on his podcast Jason Williams, White Chocolate Jason Williams from back in the day, was on and made some pretty sexist comments about Megan Thee Stallion, Klay Thompson's girlfriend, saying that that's like the reason he's not playing well. And Pat Bev didn't say like anything atrocious, but he also like agreed with it, so and didn't shut it down. So at that point it was like, is Pat Bev like really bad, blah blah blah. And then this happened. It's like, oh, Pat Bev is like for sure bad. And then also not a good look. Like at the end of last season, he was like playing for a team in Israel and just like not mentioning anything about what's going on over there. He's like, it's really nice, they're paying me a lot of money. It's like, hey man, you want to comment on like the huge conflict that's also currently ongoing?
Right.
Like this is an interesting time for you to join this and say nothing negative about anything going on. So yeah, not a good recent run of Pat Bev, who I think had the reputation of like, is he just an instigator and it's all in the court, or is he a bad dude? And I think now it's like, he's a bad dude.
Yeah. So, feel free to look more into that if you want, but it's pretty upsetting stuff.
Yeah. But what's not upsetting is this season's. Oh, sorry, that's a good point. Melissa in the chat, a final little thing.
Yes.
Chris Paul has announced that this will be his last season. And I think we all could have predicted that, especially given that he re-signed with the Clippers. I think it was probably one of those things of like, he's definitely not going to join another team. If he's doing really well, maybe he'll play another year, but it is not going super well for him on the Clippers or for the Clippers. So he has announced it's going to be his last season. I don't think the Clippers are going to win the title. I don't think he's going to join a different team mid-season. I don't think there's going to be a trade. So this is going to be it in terms of his career. But I think he's going to be among the players that we respect. I think there was the whole like, haha, lack of rings thing, but his run where he kept getting traded because teams didn't believe in him, and then he was really good for whatever team he joined, is going to really salvage that career. Like him bringing the Thunder to the playoffs that year, absurd. Him bringing the Suns to the finals that year, absurd. So even like his mentorship year last year with the Spurs where he played every single game, I think people are now going to put him in like the Barkley category of like, never got a ring, but we love this guy.
I was going to say, have we ever done like a 3-on-3 or a draft of like greatest players to never win a championship?
We have not, but that would be a top contender.
Yeah, I mean,
sure.
He's up there, Barkley. I mean, obviously, I don't even want to talk about the guy for other reasons, but like Karl Malone is certainly in that category.
Stockton,
of like,
similar.
Yeah, career Hall of Fame level players who just never got it done. Most of whom were blocked by Jordan if they played in the 90s. But yeah, that would be an interesting one to do. And similarly, it could be like 3 NBA, 3 WNBA players.
Yeah.
So something to remind myself.
Something
to
to consider. Something to consider. But yeah, I hope he gets like a good little farewell tour of sorts. I'm glad that he's had a long enough career. And the thing that people recognize, this was very prevalent in the comment section on the Reddit post about it, is that the fact that he could have such a sustained career as being a guy who's only 6 foot at best.
Yeah, probably
is very,
shorter and listed.
Probably.
6 feet,
Yeah. That's very impressive because that's already pretty short by NBA standards, and to still be a serviceable enough defender, especially at the age in which he played, because he's only, a couple months behind LeBron. Then I think that's just
Well,
really
what is it?
telling the tale.
20 seasons?
Yeah,
Yeah,
something like that.
amazing.
Let's see, Chris Paul.
I think his rookie year was 2004.
Yeah, so he would be more than that because LeBron is on his. Oh yeah, LeBron's his 21st. So 2005, 2006.
Okay.
Is the seasons. So yeah, been playing from age 20 now until age 40.
Amazing.
Really cool stuff. Really cool stuff. I mean, incredible career. So he'll be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Question.
Easily.
Okay. Well, let's get into now what we're going to do to conclude this episode. It's exciting because it is NBA City Edition time where the courts and the jerseys have been making their way. And finally, Nike has realized, hey, maybe instead of making a new thing every single year, what if we revisited some of the ones people have been clamoring for? And we've got that. So some teams did new designs, other teams did copy paste from a previous design, other teams did new version of design we did in the past. We've got some really good ones. And in addition to having 30 of these jerseys, one for every team, we've 23 courts, and the courts are really cool too.
Why only 23?
I guess just because not every team wants to do a City Edition court. Every team has to do a City Edition jersey because of that, but other teams didn't want to do a court, maybe because they don't want to pay for it or deal with the logistics of like switching out the wood paneling. It could be something I wouldn't be surprised. This would be interesting to look at like which teams did and which teams didn't. Which ones also have other teams that play in their arena, because the Knicks, for example, at MSG are constantly taking down the court to put in ice and stuff, or revealing the ice that's down there for the Rangers. They are doing concerts. They are doing boxing matches. They are doing WWE fights.
I'll share a link. Maybe you saw the same thing, but there's a really cool time-lapse video of like amazing weekend at MSG. And it was just like, I think it was like a Knicks or Rangers game, MMA fight, WWE thing, and then like one other event. And it's just like this fast time lapse of like all of these people taking everything up and down. It's pretty amazing.
Right. So maybe if you're constantly breaking down and putting up the court, you're like, okay, fine, let's put in a new one this time.
Yeah.
So we're just going to do like we did with the courts when we did that for the NBA Cup courts. We'll just go alphabetically through them and share our thoughts, and that'll be how we conclude this episode. So let me do the sharing of the screen. If you want to see the video version of this, join the Patreon at any tier. You can watch the replay of this and see what we're doing.
And if you're not part of the Patreon, also totally fine. We will share a link so that you can follow along as you listen. And again, if you're driving, just be safe.
Be careful.
Be smart.
This is like the official announcement from the NBA, which has pictures of them, but they did like a color overlay on the photos. So if it looks kind of weird, I'm going to go to this Yahoo one that is currently making fun of Nico Harrison, I guess. And then it has every team's tweet about it, but some of the tweets are video, so it's kind of annoying. But we'll go through alphabetically. The Hawks brought back their Peachtree uniforms, local reference to Atlanta, Georgia. I think great. Fun color scheme. The black and the peach looks good. I think it's a very good local reference. They also have a court, and here's what the court looks like. This like peachy pink with a black retro hawk in the middle, and I think it's just nice and simple. They just have like black and peach. There's no like weird designs or anything like that, and it says "Forever True to Atlanta" in the bottom in like an old school fancy font. I think this is great. This is a no-brainer decision. I think these jerseys were really cool. People seem to really like them. Very smart move bringing them back.
I have learned from my travels to Atlanta that Peachtree is a street that goes like through the whole city. So if you use as a frame of reference, you do need a cross street. Like it would be like saying to New Yorker, like, "Oh yeah, I'm on Broadway." And you're like, and what?
Yeah. So I think it's good. No notes.
I dig it.
What's also fun, we'll put the links to these, but if you go to this, it's got the things of like when they use the flowery language to describe everything. We won't need to go into that. So this one is from the Celtics. This is a new one. This is a very contentious design because this is the first ever Boston Celtics jersey to not feature any green. It is gold and black only. I think it still looks cool.
I just assumed it was green. Maybe my
eyes
tricked me, but I thought the lettering was green. That's gold lettering?
Oh, like the word Boston? Yeah, that is gold.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Your colorblind is very different.
It's pretty small on my screen, so I'm going to blame it on that.
Can I zoom?
Well, go to the other one that doesn't have the weird extra colors.
Did this zoom it in for everyone? Did that zoom it in for you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sweet. I'll zoom in more. How about that? That's a little better. But I can also go to the Boston one here.
Oh,
that's the gold.
Ooh, it's got a backdrop of old books.
Yeah, it's one of those things of like paying homage to us. Like, okay, whatever.
History.
Cool. Yes, I do not believe they have a special court. The next special court is the Brooklyn Nets. So no court. I guess Boston likes their court enough, and they don't need to put a gold thing on it. I think it's pretty good. I think it's fun.
It's fine.
I think gold is closely associated enough with the Celtics where I'm not like, this doesn't look like a Celtics jersey. So
yeah, and also you can kind of use the like, we've got a championship pedigree and like trophies are gold and whatever.
Yeah. Pays tribute to the franchise's legendary past while carrying forward the grit and determination that defined Boston basketball. Gold to symbolize success and triumph. So like, yeah, we're good. Gold. Okay,
sure.
Cool. The Nets brought back their, legally we cannot say that this is Biggie Smalls jersey, but they are using all of the branding, you know, from Biggie Smalls lyrics. But yeah, it's the Coogie style trim. I think this is smart. Like, it's a fun way to add color to their otherwise very simple black and white jerseys, and it still looks properly like a Nets jersey. So I think it's good. I think one that a lot of people wear.
If the team isn't watchable, at least make the jerseys watchable.
Very smart. Now they do have a court to go along with it, where it's basically
they've got the Biggie crown. Come on.
No, it's just a graffiti crown. My favorite thing about this is Biggie Smalls was a Knicks fan, but the Nets didn't exist.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but he is very.
One could assume that he would have rooted for a Brooklyn team, but how could you know?
Sure, but it's just got basically that Coogie trim around their basketball B in the middle, got that Biggie Smalls associated crown in the sides, and then a Coogie-ish pattern on the court.
Is it Coogie or Coogie?
Coogie, I don't know. I don't
know the answer.
Couldn't tell you. I own 0 Coogie things or Coogie things. Neither of them. But I think this is good. This is like, bring back the City Edition jersey we all really liked.
Yeah, I'm into it. Ooh,
we got a fun one. I love this. The Charlotte Hornets have done like a bright orange jersey. It still has their classic Charlotte pinstripes, the wide pinstripes that we've come to know and love of all the different jerseys of, this era, which pays homage to their 90s era. And then their classic teal font with the little script Charlotte going up diagonally and then the numbers. I think it's really good.
And unlike last year, they did not use CLT with a line in between the L and T that looked a lot like an I. You can do the math on that one.
They did not. I'm interested actually to read the blurb for what the reason is. A True Hooper's Paradise, the City Edition remix uniform celebrates the generational basketball passion of the Carolinas, stitched with bold colors inspired by the bird of paradise, the flower that once captivated Queen Charlotte. I knew it's the Queen City. And paired with iconic pinstripes, purple and teal honor the resilience, intensity, and excellence of Carolina ballers. Okay, so the short answer is there's a flower this color. And then the court is actually pretty cool too. Like a fun contrast where it's like a deep royal, I think. Or is this the purple? This is where my color blindness comes in. Shades of blue and purple, not my strong suit.
That's where I know. Is it violently purple? I can't tell. I do like the old Hornet though. The old Hornet logo from like the 90s.
Hugo the Hornet is back in the mix. There's an outline of Carolina on the side of the courts. You have the thing where everything except for within the 3-point arc is colored. So it's like blue, but within the 3-point arc, it's just the wood grain. And then the paint is a deeper blue. Chat, let me know if this is blue or purple. But I think this is cool. Like the court contrasting with the jerseys, I think is a very cool look. So I really appreciate this. This is the fun thing to do with the City Edition jerseys where it's like, let's make
Melissa says blue purple.
Blue purple. Okay, so it's indigo? Sure. Yeah.
Well, let's see. Rachel says the outline of the court looks blue. On the inside, it's like a pale purple. All right, so we're not, I guess that is kind of true. It's like both things. Blurple.
Let's
go with blurple.
Blurple it is. So now we've got the Chicago Bulls, your Chicago Bulls. I think this is a fun one. This is a new one, right? This is not actually one that has been done before.
Yeah, no, they've used that Chicago font for a long time. It's like Chicago in cursive written diagonally. That's kind of like the Jordan's rookie year sort of vibe. But I like it. I always love any reference to the Chicago flag. So you've got the 4 stars on the kind of under the right armpit. I dig it. The Motorola logo is gigantic.
Enormous.
That's just kind of how modern sports is. But
yeah, I think it's good. It's Sweet Home for Sweet Home Chicago is very fun in the bottom there. But yeah, it's basically like we've seen black, red, and white jerseys like this before, but now it's like, what if light blue instead of white to pay homage to the city flag? And I dig it.
And do they have a court?
They do not have a court. So we'll move on to the people who do have a court, the Cleveland Cavaliers.
This is
where
sweet.
they have the land, which is fun.
It.
I guess this is just like a sunrise over the Lake Erie. Yes. Okay. So it's just Lake Erie kind of inspired, very bright orange, retro looking font. And I think it's very fun. It stands out from their uniforms. What does it say in the bottom there? It says, for the love, for the land, Cleveland Cavaliers. And then their court just matches it. It's just like a nice two-tone of wood grain with a symbol of the land in the middle, and then bright sunrisey or sunsetty, I would call sunrise, pattern in the paint and around the border. Their slogan is let them know, which we don't enjoy, but I think this looks cool. I like this.
Yes, no apostrophe, so we don't know if we're referring to a person named M who is unaware.
Yes. Let Emma know what's up.
Yeah.
So now we're going to the Mavs. This one, I think it's fine. Like, I just feel this way as I feel about many Dallas Mavericks jerseys, where you're like, yeah, it's fine. It's black. It's blue. It's white.
What are
this font
the
looks
accents on the bottom of the jersey? Like,
I'm
what is
going
that
to guess
supposed
it's
to
that
be?
one bridge in Dallas, but let's see. Dallas's nickname, Pegasus City, had no idea. Didn't come out of nowhere. In 1934, a giant red neon Pegasus was installed atop the tallest building west of the Mississippi, rotating 450 feet high and visible for miles. It became a symbol of hope, progress, and the city's energy while standing watch over downtown Dallas. Okay, cool. That's fun. Like, yeah, it's a thing. It's a local thing. That's what it's supposed to be. I don't know if they have a court. They do not have a court.
Rachel makes a great point. Is that why they're called the Wings? Probably.
Yeah. Oh, because it's a Pegasus. Look, hey, look how much we're learning. Like, yeah, this jersey, I think it's like totally fine. I'm sure if I was in Dallas, I'd be like, or if I knew the Dallas history, I'd be like, oh, cool. But I just don't.
And it's blue. We have gotten confirmation that it's blue.
All right, cool. Yay. So the Nuggets now, the next one, they have brought back the black modernized rainbow jerseys, which I think is very smart. This is basically their revamp of the old Alex English, Dikembe Mutombo 80s rainbow jerseys. I would like these better if they were not black. I think this came from the era where they were trying too hard to make every jersey black in the early 2020s. But this jersey feels very associated with the Jamal Murray Jokic era, so them bringing it back I think is very smart.
Why does that little logo look askew? Is that just the way it's like laid out?
I think it might just be the way the jersey is folded.
On the 5280, yeah.
Right, because I don't think they would diagonalize the NBA patch. Like, it's not one of those things where it's like, we put it at this angle. For example, like, I know we didn't talk about Full Court Press, but the Phoenix Mercury just rebranded, and they have so many things where they're like, this angle makes sense, and like, this arch is very important to Phoenix. And so I don't think this is one of those like latitude, longitude things. I think it's just the way the jersey's folded. But then they got a court. The court's fine. I'm interested to see how it'll look on TV because it's a gray court and then it's got the rainbow Denver thing in the middle. But just by nature of that Denver thing, it's like because there's so much like white gap or like clear, transparent gapping. It just like looks not very. Like, it doesn't pop very much. I like that it goes the distance between the 2 3-point lines, the background. I think that's very cool. But I want to see how this looks on TV because I wonder if it will like actually pop more or if it'll be like it's in this image where it like kind of blends into the background and weirdly Ballerina stands out more clear just because of the contrast of the black on the gray as opposed to the like faded rainbow on the gray.
Also, you just gave me, the way you said that just gave me an idea. If the dance team is not called the Ballerinas, I mean, come on.
Ballerinas, wow.
I mean, I don't love
good.
The extra branding, but it's I feel like it's right there. Now, is your beef that you wish it were like a more vibrant rainbow
I think,
color?
Right. Like it works for the jersey because it's supposed to kind of like fade into it, but just by being on a gray court, it just makes it like not as contrasting. Like it doesn't stand out as well. Like I think if they made it just a solid version of it, it would pop more. But maybe this looks better on the actual court as opposed to this preview.
It's also funny to me, and I don't want to insult any Denver fans, but like the Denver skyline is not iconic to anyone. Like none of us know those buildings, so the mountain part is cool, but the skyline is like those just look like Tetris blocks.
Yeah, it's funny. I wonder if they've ever had to update it like over the years where it's like, oh, we got to add a tiny little rectangle for this other building that was recently built. Yeah. All right, let's keep it moving to the Detroit Pistons. This is a fun one. This is similar to what some teams have done. The Knicks, for example, where it's like we comboed a bunch of our old jerseys and made it into a new one. So this has like the black and teal of the Grant Hill era pistons, but then it's got the more modern font of the current pistons, and then the number font reminds me of like the Chauncey Billup pistons, and I think this is just like a fun,
He whose
like,
name must not be spoken.
Yeah, I guess I should say the Rasheed Wallace pistons, but yeah,
Also
it's
not
just
a
like
good
a
guy.
fun mix of all of them.
Right.
And then if you look at their court, which we're showing now on the stream, you can see that it's kind of a mixing, because in the bottom they have every logo they've ever used as a primary logo. And then in the middle, it's got like the more current Detroit with the old school like flaming basketball piston, which was more from
Is Platinum
those earlier
Equity
90s
their
and
new
2000s.
sponsor? What is that?
I guess so. I'm assuming a private equity firm. So fun.
The good
And then
guys.
yeah, the good guys. And then you have Detroit Pistons Basketball Club in the corner here. I think it's fun. Like, they have really shied away from the teal in recent years, and that was such an iconic 90s, early 2000s thing for them. So I fully support bringing the teal back into the mix.
Yeah, we at Horse will never shy away from the teal. I think that's
Never
been,
shy away
that's
from
been
the
quite
teal.
clear.
Next, we've got the Golden State Warriors, who have done a recoloring of a previous design. So this is the town. This is to pay homage to Oakland. This is the jerseys that they made right after they announced that they were leaving Oakland, and they were like, "We're so sorry, Oakland. Please love us still." This Oakland tree is a very common artwork piece to represent Oakland. Now, what they've done this time, instead of making it black and yellow, is that it's all like wood tones. So it's all like different shades of brown and tan, which I think is really cool.
That's how I
And
describe
the court
myself.
is really cool. The court is really cool. I saw this in a recent game they were playing. I think it looks fun. You've got like the black and gold, or I guess black and tan logo in the middle with the Golden State Bridge.
I love that
And-
bridge logo. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, really good with the Bay Bridge. Or is it? Did they switch it to the Golden State Bridge now that they to the Golden Gate Bridge?
Yeah. I
They
don't know. I can't
I don't know
tell
if they-
suspension
I think they
bridges
did-
apart.
I think that one is. I think they switched it to the Golden Gate when they went to San Francisco.
It's actually the Verrazano to throw everyone
No,
off.
God. But it's got like 3 different tones, I guess 4 if you count the border, of wood. And it just like looks really cool. It just, on TV, it was just like, I've never seen a court like this before, which is just all different shades of wood. So I think it's fun. It's, it's got like that wood staining vibe. I like it a lot. I thought it looked really cool.
Yeah, I'm into it.
So now we keep it moving with the Houston
H-Town.
Rockets. Yeah, we're definitely not using University of Houston stuff,
Right.
but and like the description is so funny because it's like the uniform is inspired by Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon and Clyde the Glide Drexler, channeling the excitement and energy they brought to the game. What college did those folks go to? Like, it's very
Right.
much like a University of Houston jersey, which is fine. I think this is kind of cool. It definitely pays homage to that collegiate Phi Slamma Jamma vibe. The thing that I dislike, and we'll show it now, is they've tried to go all in on this dunking astronaut, which they do call the Dunkstronaut. And
Because dunk sounds like ass.
it does. They rhyme. I think that it's a fun kind of logo, but I don't think it's like, hell yeah, let's put it in the middle of our court logo. Like, I think this would be more fun if it was in the corner. Like, they should flip H-Town and the Dunkstronaut. Like, the Dunkstronaut should be the small thing in the corner of the court, because it's like kind of fun. And like how the Mavs have the Dirk fadeaway shot there sometimes, or the Storm have the Subird layup. Like, let's a fun little outline of a person. But I don't know. I feel like the Dunkstronaut would have to be like a really iconic logo to be in the center of the court. It just feels like
Here's
they're
the
trying
thing,
too hard.
right? Like, the Mavs, to my knowledge, have not ever really had like an iconic dunker. Like, they had Vince Carter for a period of time, but not like prime Vince Carter. Like, why not have the astronaut
Well, this
guy
is the Rockets.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's the Rockets.
Yeah.
Never mind. Well, yeah, but the Rockets also, like, I guess I'm thinking like
Clyde, maybe.
I guess Clyde, yeah, but then they should have had it look like Clyde the Glide, where he's like extending the ball and kind
Exactly.
of floating. So, and I guess the astronaut, a lefty. That's what we've learned.
Is that's his right arm, is it not?
Well, it looks like his right arm is down and he's dunking with his left.
Oh, no,
left
I think this is a view from behind, because that's like his backpack is the R. I think his head is
get it.
facing
Okay,
away.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. Again, more issues with the Dunkstronaut. We don't even know what direction he's facing. But yeah, I think like this is fine. The stars and stuff are cool. I like the retro vibe they're going for. I just think flip H-Town and the Dunkstronaut on the court.
What a
and
weird sentence you've said.
If you're going to make a big deal of the Dunkstronaut, why is he not on the jersey anywhere? Like, they have a signature of Hakeem and Clyde in the bottom left. Put the Dunkstronaut
You know
there.
what it is? It's like a really weak attempt at what the Raptors did with like the Raptor
The
Vince
Vince,
Carter sort of
yeah.
thing. But it just
which
like,
we'll get to.
yeah, no one associates Houston with that.
It just feels like stop trying to make fetch happen. Like,
Right.
We need a less abrasive introduction of the Dunkstronaut.
Yeah.
The Pacers, they're doing like an old school classic vibe. It like mixes
I like it.
some of their, it's good. Mixes like their 90s jersey, their ABA era. This is a la the Detroit Pistons, where they've kind of just like combined a bunch of eras. Their court looks really cool. It's really
Interestingly, so what they have is the Pacers P, and then there's like a hand reaching up, gripping the basketball, which
the old school Pacers.
Yeah.
P.
It's a little reminiscent of like the two hands on the old Wizards or like Bullets logo, but it's cool. It's very like 70s looking.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, you've got like a beam of light shining through the middle, and then diagonally, and the bottom right portion of the court is darker. The top left portion of the court is lighter. This beam of light is even lighter. And then when it gets to the out of bounds, it turns white, which is this really cool effect. And then what's fun, one of the paints is yellow with a blue circle, and then the other one is blue with a yellow circle. And then the bottom right out of bounds is blue. The top left out of bounds is yellow. Like, this is fun. This is very much like, we've got 3 colors and let's put them all over in a fun different direction. Like, I think this is great. Yeah. I love this.
And
I
of course,
think this is
Boom
perfect.
Baby.
Yeah, but like, you know what? Boom Baby only being in the bottom portion, like, this is what you do with Boom Baby. Like, Boom Baby being so prominent, not cool. But Boom Baby being in the tiny little bottom right of the jersey and the tiny little bottom of the court, that is how you utilize Boom Baby.
And as much I don't love it, but like, I don't know.
The Boom Baby?
I like Boom Baby more than Baby Boomers.
I just look forward to the Knicks having Precocious Neophyte jerseys and courts whenever Clyde retires, and I cry for 365 days. The Clippers have also gone with a let's do all of our past jerseys together. So this combines the Buffalo Braves, the San Diego Clippers, and the Los Angeles Clippers. So they've got kind of the orange and black of the Buffalo Braves, the light blue of the San Diego Clippers, the Motion LA, which I think was a more recent City Edition jersey of the Los Angeles Clippers. So also, like on the court, as we're showing now on the stream, you've got Buffalo in the bottom left, San Diego in the top right, and then LA in the middle. I think this is just a perfect, let's pay homage to the 3 different histories that we have. And I think it makes for a cool looking jersey too. Like, you got the dark side paneling, the stars, the Motion LA. I think it's really fun.
Yeah, no, I like that a lot. The LA is cool. I love the effect where like letters look like they're moving, kind of like that sort of vibe. The court looks pretty crispy as well. I think it's pretty sweet.
It's good. All right, keep moving now to the Los Angeles Lakers. Awful, disgusting. I hate this jersey. Why did they bring it back? Everyone hated this jersey.
I just don't. So the top font that says Los Angeles is made in like a caret, basically. It's like a V, but because of
a shift
the words,
6, if you will,
Los Angeles, then it just looks like the N in Angeles is kind of the focal. Like that kind of font really only works if you have 2 words that are even length.
100%.
So it is like they're forcing a design that doesn't need to be. The font is very small. This is not a good jersey. This is maybe my least favorite so far.
Everyone clowned this jersey when it first came around, so I don't know why of all the City Edition jerseys they brought this one back. Yeah, that's the biggest thing, is that Los Angeles, like, it's Lausanne and then Gillis. Like, it's just bad. It looks off-center even though it isn't, just because of, like, one side having a space in it. It's one of those things.
If they really wanted to do the like V design, could they not have done like Los in bigger font and then Angeles down?
Or Lakers is 6 letters, so just make the Lakers the V, like just Laker. I don't know. It's really bad. I think they might have a court that goes along with the D. The court's not that bad. It's similar to their NBA Cup court with just like a big LA, all the stars for all the championships, the black and the purple. Like, the court I think is pretty clean. The jerseys,
court's nice.
And I think this like carrot LA thing is like something they used to use like back in the day. It's like something it is apparently dealing with like the Showtime Lakers of the 80s, but like, it's not good. It's one of those things like, yeah, it might have a reason that you picked it, but it doesn't look good. No one likes these.
Yeah.
They're disgusting. The Grizzlies have a jersey that like, I think it's cool. Like, it's got this like interesting pinstriping going on down the side. You've got their, very much from their Vancouver era. I think Canada, they call them First Nations tribes from Canada, which is always a motif of the Vancouver Grizzlies and has come over to some Memphis Grizzlies jerseys as well. So I think it's fun. It's only down one side, which is kind of interesting. I don't know if they have a court as well. They do not, but we will get into the next one, which is perfect. Like, I think this is fine. Like, it looks cool and, a little different. It's mostly just like white with some light blue and some black.
Do you like the kind of thick pinstripes or no?
I think so because it reminds me of some of the other pinstriping things they've done, like when they do that MEM 3-line thing.
Right.
So I think this feels like one of those jerseys where it's like, yeah, this feels in the oeuvre of the Memphis Grizzlies. Like, it doesn't feel out of left field. So I think it's good. All right, now we get to the real reason that this entire thing happened. This was all a vessel to bring back the original Miami Vice jerseys, which the Heat should definitely just make their official color scheme, and I hope they do one day. But it's just the original Vice, the black with the light blue font with the pink drop shadow, and then the numbers are the reverse, pink with the light blue drop shadow.
Find me anyone in the world who doesn't like this jersey.
It's just a perfect jersey. The original Vice. They've even been calling it on the broadcast like the original Vice. And
sounds like original sin.
The court looks cool as hell. They never had this court before, but like they have these neon, I guess it's like neon cyan and hot pink palm tree motif behind the court, which is really cool. You've got the Heat basketball logo smaller, and then a script. This is new, a scripting of Heat in that.
I would have made that even bigger. That would be my one note.
I agree, should be bigger, but it's fun to see because these jerseys always say Miami. So now that we have one that also says Heat, I think is very cool. And then you've got the black paint with the cyan trim going in. The 3-point line is pink. Like, this is perfect. This is just one of those things where it's like, please just rebrand to this all the time. Please, please, please. Because this is just so good. So good. This is why they did this entire thing, was just get these jerseys back. Now we got another one, bringing back a favorite. This is the main reason I want to show the other thing. They're not green. They just have green, like, for the image. It's Cream City from the Milwaukee Bucks, and this is what it really looks like.
Okay.
So, cream jersey, the Cream City font, which looks very much like the Milwaukee Tools font, so nod to Milwaukee as well. You've got the dark green and the blue trim on the side. I think it's fun. I know Cream City is like a very popular nickname for Milwaukee. I think these jerseys are fun. They fit into the design scheme of the Bucks really well. The court, not my favorite.
What are all the colors at the bottom?
I think that's just like their colors that they use. I know there's like reasons for the green and the blue. Like the blue has something to do with the river, and
it does look like they have like a city map though.
Yes,
like within the 3-point line, which is kind of a cool touch.
That is fun and new, but like it's like the city grid is within the 3-point line. The Cream City in the middle is fine. Like the latitude and longitude, I always think is so cheesy. I don't think anyone actually cares about latitude and longitude. And then I think this one, it really is disserviced by the thing that you always point out when we talk about these courts, that Fiserv Forum is on the top for both instead of alternating.
Yeah, that's odd.
It just really, by the shape of it, because it's two big Fiserv Forums at the top, then Cream City, which is cream and then city underneath. Like it has this very, like, just visually, it just makes like an upside down pyramid. So it just really feels like this is the Fiserv Forum presents Milwaukee Bucks. Like it's just and your eyes are just drawn to Fiserv Forum.
The latitude longitude thing always to me is so corny. It's like we live in a day and age where like most people don't even know how to get anywhere without a GPS. It's like, is this in case Magellan is watching a Bucks game? Like, who is this for?
And do we need to go to 6 decimal places in the latitude and longitude? 6? Like,
we can't round
really got to make sure you know where the Fiserv Forum is, guys. Super cheesy, but the jersey is awesome. The court, half and half. Let's bring it back to the Wolves. They've brought back the fresh Prince jerseys, the Purple Rain Wolves jerseys, which were so cool when they came out. I'm glad they've brought them back. I think this was either the same year or the year after the Miami Vice jerseys, and people are like, this is why City editions are cool. Like, hell yeah.
It's very much Minnesota, in that vein. It's like the Wolves version of a Miami Vice jersey.
Right. And Minnesota just loves Prince. He was such an icon, such a main staple of Minnesota, Minneapolis, St. Paul. So for them to bring these back, I think is genius. Did they do a court along with it? They did. And it's got the Prince logo symbol in the back with wolves. Like, this is good. Little amoeba in the bottom. Like, come on.
Does Prince's estate get money from that? I mean, that's got to be like a name and likeness thing.
Oh, Yeah, I would imagine. I would imagine so. They got to. But it's so true to Minnesota. Like, this is such a great partnership. So
very cool.
I'm all about it. All about it. Now we've got the New Orleans Pelicans, who have brought back their recent Pelicans voodoo jerseys. So black with the more like bony NOLA and the neon green.
I'm a little triggered by this recording the day after the Bulls just lost to the 3-win New Orleans Pelicans. And lost badly, by the way.
I apologize, but they have done a newer version of the Voodoo Court, which I don't think looks as cool as past ones, but it's got the bony black and green Pelican, which feels a little small in the middle.
Why not extend it so that it like touches both 3-point lines?
Exactly. And then you've got like this like gradient. I'm not a big gradient guy. It just always makes me think of mid-2000s PowerPoint, but it's this gradient of black to green in the middle. You've got the like bony skeleton-y Pelican in the paint, but again, it feels like cut short since it's just that rectangle. I do like the purple accent lines around the paint, but yeah, this court is not my favorite. The jerseys are very cool, so I'm glad they've come back because they're fun. Voodoo is such a classic New Orleans thing, so like, yeah, let's embrace it. The New York Knicks have done a remix of some old jerseys. These are very reminiscent of kind of like the late 90s era jerseys. I think it's fun. It's not like an exact copy paste, but I think it's good, especially because I personally don't like how much black used to be in the jerseys. And this one kind of minimizes the black in favor of a blue and black checkered-y pattern. But where I really think things shine is this New York Knicks court looks so cool. It's really good. The old school Knicks logo, New York in the arc that's always been on the jerseys around the top of the 3-point line is really cool. And when you watch it on TV, it's almost like, is there a 4-point line? Like, it looks really cool.
Yeah.
And then they have this checkered pattern, which they have going down the side of these jerseys on the court. And what's fun is the checkered pattern is all on the inside of the 3-point line. And when it goes into the paint, it stays. So the paint is like a black and blue checkered, and then the part outside of the paint is just like a checker of darker and lighter tones of wood. And then you've got the orange piping inside the paint. On TV, this court looks so good.
And the old Knicks logo too, it's very like, Willis Reed kind of late
Walt
60s,
Frazier.
early 70s, logo and font as well, which is
really
cool.
good. Then you've got the mecca of basketball on the bottom and the outside, out of bounds area. Really good stuff. This looks so good on TV. I really enjoy it. OKC has done a recoloring of a previous design. They've had this design in the past in like bright teal. Now it's in black with teal accents, which I think is fine. I like that they kind of have brought this motif back. I think these teal jerseys are around as like one of their non-city jerseys as well.
The OKC
like
lettering is kind of interesting. Ones. It's almost like the O and the C are like a diamond sort of situation. And then the C is just obviously slightly different because a C looks different than an O. But have they used that sort of font before?
Yes. This was like a Paul George era thing where they used it as City Edition jerseys.
Okay.
And they did it a couple of times. It pays homage to native tribes in the Oklahoma area.
Cool.
It's one of those where they worked with them to find a design that is right. This one also similar to the Pacers, the court has a diagonal going through, which has one of the trims that's on the jersey going diagonally. And then the bottom right of the court is darker wood and the bottom and the top left is lighter wood. So I think it's fun. Like, I'm always down with bringing in a local reference, and this is fun for a team that has such awful jerseys and stuff. I'm glad this one's in the mix. Yeah. And then we've got the Orlando Magic. These jerseys are really fun on TV because they're like cheesy 90s, very Disney vibes. Like, they look beautifully retro, and the court is so cool because it's got
a lot going on there, but I like it.
Yeah, it's great. It's got their new motion basketball with the star trail, but then they've got the parquet thing that the Celtics court has as well. It's uneven, so on one side you've got the basketball and it fits really nicely into the 3-point arc, and then the other side just has the stars trailing. They've got the old school Magic with the star for the A and the star to dot the I. Really fun. Really, really fun. The jerseys, you can't see it in this image. Maybe on this Yahoo one, they have it. Yeah, the basketball going down the side. So like the trail starts at the underarm and then it goes all the way down the side and the basketball stops almost at the bottom of the shorts. And
I like that a lot.
You've got the gradient going in the middle. Oh, it's really fun. These jerseys look really, really cool on TV. They're just so unique. I love them. So then we've got the Philadelphia 76ers have brought back one of their other City Edition jerseys, which, like, I think these are they're fine. I remember them having these jerseys, and there's nothing where I'm like, oh hell yeah, these are back.
This
but,
is
like,
one where
they're
maybe
fine.
so it's Philadelphia in a cursive font. I feel like maybe doing it diagonally or like in a kind of parabolic shape would have made it more interesting to the eyes. To have it straight across is kind of meh, and then the number is very small.
Yeah, everything is very small because Philadelphia has to fit. I agree with you. If you curve it, you could fit more of it, kind of like how they'll curve long last names like Gilgeous Alexander. I think they should. I think they should have curved it. They, I believe, have a court that goes with this. No, they don't. They don't have a court. So just this jersey.
Okay,
fine.
Meh.
Phoenix Suns have brought back the Valleys.
Love
it. Perfect.
I know you don't prefer a black
Valleys.
jersey, but it's still pretty sweet.
No, this is the one instance where, or there's rare. I think the problem with black is there's so many teams that are like, what if he made it black for no reason? But like Miami Vice jersey, black is for a reason. The Valley is for a reason, so that this can be the cool sunsets you see in Arizona. It's absolutely perfect. Everyone loves the Valley jerseys. I'm glad they're back. The Valley Court is back too, where you've got the cool little digital looking sunset on the border. Cacti down there looking good. It's good for branding in Phoenix. The Mercury's rebrand that was announced recently is very good, and the revival of the Valley jerseys back as well. Black jersey, purple trim, what's not to love? Good stuff.
And Suns playing surprisingly well.
Look at that. When the vibes are good, sometimes you're better at basketball. Love to see it. Portland has brought back their airport carpet jerseys. All about it, dude. This is the kind of local reference I love.
Why not just make a whole jersey that?
They should do a flip next year where it's all the teal with like a black sash. Yeah. But I think this is great. The PDX is the lettering. It's huge. That is the airport code and the city abbreviation for Portland. And then the black and the teal, just nice and simple. It's that airport carpet font, which is cool. In the bottom right, it says Rip City Carpet with a hashtag, which is kind of funny.
The pride that they have for the carpet of an airport will never not amaze me.
I just love it. It's so great. They don't have a cord that goes along with it, but they've got the jerseys. So glad they're back. So fun. So fun. The Kings have a new one, which I think is just trying to like pay homage to some like old and some new. I don't think this is like really reminiscent. I think this is fine. The court I find confusing because like what is this little like dark triangle in the middle? Like what's going on here? I don't know. This one
maybe it's a beam. Is it a beam reference?
Oh, the beam. You're right. That's the beam. This is inspired by the beam. Okay, so this is a beam inspired jersey. It doesn't feel beamy enough to me. Let me see if this image makes it more
actually,
beamy. I guess it's the beam
Pacers
is up the side.
had more of a beam vibe,
right?
You could argue. But the court, they've got the kind of old, almost like a family crest sort of thing. It's like a Wizard of Oz-esque or Rudolph King Moonracer sort of dribbling lion guy. He does look like he's dribbling like Stanley from The Office. I will say that.
Yeah,
it does not look like
form.
a comfortable dribbling form, but
right. Yeah, okay, so it's trying to be beam because you can see the outline of the arena at the bottom and then the beam's coming out the top. I just think like go more beam. It's not beamy enough.
Right.
Like I guess it's supposed to be the beam is going up the side, but like it is not. The fact that I had to read the description to be like, oh, it's beam is bad. And I guess that's the point of this gradient that goes like after the foul line, before the circle, and that's it. But like, give me more beam. This should be beamier.
Yeah, we're pro beam. We're a pro beam podcast.
We're pro
we always
beam.
have been.
What they could have done is kind of like how the Hornets court had the filled in area between the 3 points, so like the middle of the court, and then it stops being filled in where the 3-point line begins. Make that dark, and then this beam in the middle, make it white, or at least just like lighter wood, kind of like how the Pacers light thing did. Like that's how you make this beam. We always have such good ideas for the Kings. Like they need to hire us for every aspect. The Jim Beam branding opportunity, better beam courts. God. I feel so bad for the city of Sacramento. All right, Spurs.
Evergreen.
They've brought back their modernized Fiesta thing. Great,
not Fiesta enough.
Not Fiesta enough, but it's okay because have you seen their Fiesta court?
I'm about to.
Bro, look at it.
Yeah.
Come on.
I just want that as like a shirt.
Yeah, dude. The Fiesta court, it's got the old school Fiesta logo. It's got their, whatever the like designs are. I guess like San Antonio local native tribes, maybe. I'm not positive. I don't know the history, but they've got the 3-color stripe going behind the court, basically. You've got the bright teal, the bright pink in the paint area.
I love it.
So
and that
good.
colorway always reminds me so much of those incredibly awesome All-Star jerseys from the year that it was in San Antonio. Like
yes. The 97, I think.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I love these.
So good. Yeah, this court's incredible. On TV, it looks so good. Oh, it's great. It's really, really good. I really want the Spurs to go full Fiesta. And this is the Fiesta that I think they could embrace, where it's like, we're mostly black, but an accent. Like, I don't think they're ever going to be like giant Fiesta jersey. But
no,
like,
but there's no reason
Fiesta.
that the Spurs can't be Fiesta all the time and the Heat can't be Vice all the time.
Exactly. Yes. We're very pro cyan and pink.
Oh yeah.
On a black jersey. All right, let's go now to the next team, the Toronto Raptors. They've gone all in on Vince Carter. They're really trying to say, like, we like this guy and we're going to put away all the bad beef. It's a cool
but this
jersey.
one's not him dunking, though. That's
Not
a
him
dribbling
dunking.
Raptor.
Right. It is interesting in that you have a Raptors jersey with the old school font, the old school pinstripes, the new school color, and then a Raptor wearing a different Raptors jersey. Like, he's wearing
funny.
a jersey that is not necessarily referenced. He's got the DeMar DeRozan, Kyle Lowry 2019 champion Raptors jersey on. So this is a fun way of like, we're paying homage to all the jerseys in that our jersey wearing Raptors wearing a different jersey.
Well,
Fun stuff.
first the Raptors figured out how to open doors, and now they figured out how to dribble and dunk a basketball. This is a natural progression.
And here we are showing the court on the stream now with the doing a through the legs dunk Vince Carter one. It's impressive, the artwork. Like, it looks like Vince. Like, it's weirdly, the body looks like Vince. Like, it's not just someone doing a through the legs dunk. It's like, that is what, it's so weird how much it looks like Vince, and it's a cartoon raptor.
Well, because everything about it is the same other than the Raptor head and tail. Like the actual, if you look at just the arms and the jersey, it's just if Vince Carter were red.
But it's just so well done. Like, they've nailed all of the like angles. It's a feat of art. And then the court looks so 90s with the like really color blocky 3-point line. Like, it's the exact same. So that's really fun. It looks so unique. So all about it. And then of course they have their north latitude, longitude, 4 decimal places. We won't get into it. The Utah Jazz have done a new version of their sunrise jerseys. I think this is a downgrade from the sunrise jerseys, but I think they're just trying to separate a little bit from the Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert ones, because I think you see that jersey and you associate it with that team so much. So it's got like their outline of the state sunrise thing, but it's just, I believe, just black, and then it has like a light blue trim, or maybe navy and a light blue trim. So it's kind of paying homage to those Andre Karolinko Jazz from like the Darren Williams Jazz of the mid to late 2000s, which were like navy and light blue. So I think this is like fun to bring into the mix.
And do they have a court or no?
Let's see. I would hope that they just bring back the real ones eventually. They do not have a court. So like, I think it's fine. I look at them and I'm like, I liked the other ones better, is kind of where I'm at. But like, fun to at least do this. It's the most Utah-y of the jerseys, which, given that Jazz is not very Utah-y, like, yeah, let's embrace Utah.
But the cool thing about this, as we get down to, I think, the final one, is like, these have largely been very good.
Yes.
There's like a couple misses, but the majority of them have been very good.
Aside from the Lakers, I don't think we've trashed any of them.
No.
So this is great.
Yeah.
And then here's the final one, the Wizards. Again, this is homage to a previous era where they had those like shiny black and gold
I don't
ones.
like these jerseys. They were wearing them against the Bulls the other
either.
night, and I just think they're kind of ugly.
This is an improvement, at least, in that they're not shiny. They are at least like a matte material now, so they don't look as ridiculous as those ones did. This is one of those things where it's like, yeah, you used to do this, so it's an homage, but like, should you have done this? Because it's the new stripe pattern from the John Wall era, but the old school color from the Arenas era. And I just don't know. I'd have to talk to like a Wizards fan, because maybe Wizards fans are like, hell yeah, but I don't know. I also just think that the Washington word mark fades into it. Like, it's not contrasty enough against the gold that, like,
they should have made that
pops on
in
this
blue or
jersey is the
something.
number 13 in this image, at least. The numbers pop and nothing else.
Right.
Like, Washington should be outlined in black like the jersey so that it stands out more, but it like really fades in. You can barely tell. The court, though, rips. I love this DMV wizard thing.
Oh,
like,
that's what that says. I was trying to figure out. It looked like a J to me, the D.
Yeah, it's a DMV, lowercase d, capital M, and then V could be capital lowercase. But that is so cool because it's their old like W thing that also looks like their wizard who was doing a layup, and they've now done it with that. I do like them using the new colors on their logo that's normally red, white, and blue. I think that the black and the gold and the gray on the court like looks really cool, but like the coolest thing of all of this, like make this DMV logo the thing. Like fully utilize this logo all the time. It's
Do people
so
outside
cool.
of the Northeast know what that is though? Do most people just think they're talking about like the Department of Motor Vehicles?
Many people, I only knew about it because of basketball players saying things like, oh, we got to rep the DMV. Like Kevin Durant, people being like, my home is the DMV. But it means Delaware, Maryland, Virginia, right?
Yes, it does. And apparently this is similar to the Mystics jerseys.
Oh,
which is cool.
Cool. Yeah, so look, all about this. The court, the logo, very cool. The jerseys, I get it, but like, whatever. But yeah, that's it. That was the City Edition court. And,
well done, designers of the City Edition courts. That was good.
Yeah, everyone except for the Lakers, you did a good job.
Yeah.
Have fun. Yeah.
And the Lakers court is fine, so at least they got that.
Yeah, that's wild. There's 23 courts, there's 30 jerseys. All the courts we liked, and one of the jerseys we disliked. Like, that's an incredible ratio. City Editions, you figured it out.
There we go.
And that's the end of this episode of Horse. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Horse. Horse is hosted by Adam Amawala and Mike Schubert. This episode was edited by Mike Schubert. The music is by Bettina Kampamanis. The art is by Alison Wakeman. The website is by Kelly Schubert. And the social media is by both of the Horse Boys.
Thank you to our producer-level patrons, Polly Bird, Salvatore Testa, Siobhan Ellsbury, Don't Go Chasing Taco Falls, Bang, Bang, Roast Beef Debris, Denver Steam Nuggets, Anna Reed. Steph Curry is a shoe free agent.
Nike.
Chase Underulo, Naked Rachel, Sidney Crosby is a vampire, Chelsea's cousin, Ginger Spurs Boy, Balls to the Walls, Mats Furley, Utah Jash, and Derry Bird. You can follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Horse Hoops and on Twitter at Horse_Hoops because
Horse Hoops did the Lakers jersey.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
Yeah.
And they actually did it in a way where it just spelled HOR on the way up and then SE. So Horse Hoops is what it looks like on the jersey.
Oh, no. Disgusting.
Yeah. But you can go to our website to check out the links to all of the City Edition courts and jerseys and all the other fun stuff we talked about today.
Yeah, if you want to support the Horse Boys, you can go to patreon.com/horsehoops. That is how you can watch these streams, whether you watch them live or the replay. You can get in the chat, talk to us while we're recording and stuff, remind us of things that we haven't talked about. You can do that by joining any of our current tiers at patreon.com/horsehoops. You can also support us by going to horsehoops.com/merch and getting Stuff Nerds It's Basketball shirts or Stuff Nerds It's Basketball digital items and ringtones and all sorts of fun stuff like that. But we are going to conclude this episode, as we always do, by putting our hands in the middle and saying something on the count of 3. What are we thinking? Maybe to pay homage to the courts and the jerseys, like look good, feel good on 3, or look good, play good on 3.
Sure, we can do that.
Look good, play good on 3.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
Look good, play good.
It matters. As a couple people who like to be, stylish on the court, the way you dress impacts the way you play.
Yeah, for sure.